Welcome in to week 9 of our Game of the Week preview show. My name is Ethan Love, joined here with Sydney Wicker. Sydney, I had a clean double feature last Friday. It was a fun
Yeah,
night for me being out at Leo Buckley and the beautiful Chaparral High School. How was your Friday Night Lights?
it was good. Gosh, it feels so far away now. It
Yeah,
always just feels like it
we're
was so
literally about to
long.
hit double digits.
I
Oh,
know.
we're about to be in week 10 after this.
Crazy. Which means playoffs are knocking on our door because we really only have like 11 weeks of the regular season, which is so crazy. But I was here in town. I was mostly around Temple. Went to Temple High and Central Texas Christian. Brazos Christian beat Central Texas Christian, but it looked good while I was there. Lots of back and
Yeah.
forth. But Brazos Christian is just such a good team. They made it to the playoffs last year for TAPS. Um, just so good. So yeah, tough loss for Central Texas Christian, but I think they'll bounce back. They're really loaded and they're just always so good. So just give them some time.
Yeah, and over at my games, Copper's Cove look good. I feel like they have Derrick Henry at running back. I'm not sure his name, but he is a bowling ball
Yeah.
wrecker style running back. And then Ellison just looked great against Waco as they try to continue to turn things around there. But this week, we got an exciting one, a bit of a smaller town matchup. We have our
Yeah.
hype video ready. Sydney, you want to get into it?
Let's do it.
Yes, our week 9 game of the week is Crawford at Moody. We got two teams who are having really good seasons so far, both with winning records. We'll start with the away team, Sydney. Crawford is 6-1. They're 2-0 in district play to start out, and they're coming off of a dominant 42 nothing win. How do they keep it rolling, Sydney?
Great question. Just continuing to keep doing obviously what's been working for them. Like they just gotta continue to stay sound on all levels. We've seen a lot from their defense and what they've been able to do because they've had 3 shutout victories this season. So the one that they had last week wasn't their first and wasn't their only, and probably won't be their last either if they keep it up at this point. So obviously defense is really clicking and firing, and then their offense is just like finding ways to win. They're not always the most high scoring games, but they're battling. I think the biggest thing that stands out to me about this team right now is how much they've turned things around from last season. They were a 3-9 team last year, finished fourth in their district. But then they come into this year with new head coach Ty Robinson, a guy that we got to sit down and talk to for our Coach's Corner special that we did. And he really just came in with a winning legacy and a winning tradition. He and his dad and his brother have all had successful coaching careers at the high school level, getting to go to state championships. Each of them have coached in a state championship in total. They've been to 9, the 3 of them combined, and none of them have won a state title. So they've all had this, what they call their dirty family secret of being so close, but just not being able to win it there late. And we're talking about a coach who led Woodville High School to their first ever state championship game. Obviously didn't end up winning that, but he comes in with so much success. It runs in his veins with his family. He's really established his own. Crawford is a place he was excited to call home again, just being back in the Central Texas area. And we're seeing whatever Ty Robinson brings is working and clicking for Crawford right now.
We're going to have to really be squared away on Friday night. I mean, they spread it out and throw the ball all over the field and have a couple of really quick running backs and some really good receivers, and quarterback can put it on the money, have a really good scheme. So we're going to have to put pressure on the quarterback and cover the receivers and be solid in the run game.
Yes, and Coach Robinson has his team sitting at 6-1 as they try to break that family curse. That was an interesting nugget you had there. But let's switch over to Moody. They're 4-3. They're not quite as dominant as Crawford has been this season, but again, they are at home, so that's always a good advantage there. But they're coming off of a 32-8 loss to Rosebud Lot. Sydney, how do they bounce back this week against Crawford, who's rolling right now?
Yeah, that's something I got to talk to Coach about a little bit this week. Obviously bouncing back is going to be key for them, but I don't think they really feel like this week is a bounce back week. I think they're very familiar with who they are and what they bring to the table. In Moody's wins, it's been their defense. It's really helped them get there, only allowing a touchdown or less in every win that they've had so far this season. But offensively, you look at guys like Caleb Stinson, who is their top receiver, averaging about 70 yards per game, but also leads the defense in total sacks. So he's a guy who's doing everything on both sides of the ball. That's what you get in these smaller towns, in this smaller football division, is guys who do it all. They're led by quarterback junior Lee Womack, who is 9
passing
touchdowns. Getting tongue-tied over here. That goes to the two brothers, Hayden Stinson and Caleb Stinson. So we're seeing a lot of connection between those two. Their offense has only combined for 150 total points this season, so they're going to really have to click when it comes to taking on Crawford. But they know that their defense is going to have to be the key that shuts down Crawford.
They're going to have to understand that it's a fight in the trenches, and they're going to have, like I said, they've got to know that, and they've got to be willing to take it to them as much as Crawford will. So it's going to be a dogfight, and I look forward to it, and just interested in seeing how our guys not only match up but respond to that kind of play.
Yes, Sydney, kickoff is set for 7:30 here. What other games can we be looking forward to this week?
Yeah, there's so many good ones. It was really hard it's always hard to pick game of the week because I just think everybody deserves to be game of the week. But
I know, we want to showcase everyone that we can.
It's really hard when you've got two rivalry games going on. So Waco versus University, an old rivalry that was revived last year. Obviously, University looking really good. Waco still looking for their first win. That's going to be a great one. And then a traditional rivalry game between Cameron Yeo and Rockdale. They battle for the bell. It's called the Battle of the Bell game. So I believe Rockdale won it last year, if I remember correctly. Cameron Yeo going to be looking for some revenge. Both teams really similar this season, so going to be interesting to see who pulls it out there. Another really good game going on. Shoemaker versus Copper's Cove. That's one I've had my eyes on. Yeah, that's going to be a really good matchup. And Robinson versus La Vega. Both are neck and neck. I don't think they have. Might have to, Ethan.
Send me that one.
I don't think either of them have a district loss, so they're both going to be going head to head. La Vega is just so good. They made it to state last year. Obviously, we know how talented they always are, but Robinson also just like such a good team, and they've had so much fun with Bryce McCurdy this season, so it'll be interesting to see how that one shapes up. And that's just a little taste of the slate. There's so many other good games going on Friday as well.
Yeah, Sydney, I'm definitely excited now that you mentioned La Vega Robinson. That's definitely one that I'd be interested in going. And I'm always so excited to come in on Friday to see Sydney's message and to see where I'm headed for the week. But, we got a good slate of games coming up this Friday on our Friday Night Lights coverage. Saturday, too, we got Baylor and A&M, both in ranked matchups, actually. Baylor is taking on Cincinnati on the road, and A&M is headed to LSU on the road. That's going to be a huge game for the Aggies as they sit at number 3, and LSU is coming off of a pretty tough loss with a bad taste in their mouth. Definitely
a night game too.
Yeah,
a night game in Baton Rouge is always tough.
Yeah, that's gonna be utterly ridiculous. I mean. A few weeks ago, I went to New Orleans, and it was game day for LSU. It was a night game.
Yeah.
But I went at noon just to try to go eat at the First Canes, and it was ridiculous. Everyone was already out tailgating, so that's going to be a tough test for the Aggies. They sit at number 3, having a great season.
And still undefeated.
Yes. And then Sunday Night Football, again, right here on KCEN. On Sunday night, of course, we got the Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love revenge match, like mentor versus mentee type of matchup there. We got the Steelers, Packers, which you can watch right here on KCEN. And then, of course, tomorrow we got KCEN Kickoff, where we talk about everything sports, football, baseball. World Series is finally set. And, hey, NBA is back also on KCEN. So you can watch the NBA on NBC. But, Sydney, I think that's going to do it for us this week. I'm very excited. Got any last thoughts?
No, excited for another good week 9, like we said, only a couple more weeks left, and then we're into the playoffs, so these games really matter right now. Make sure you're out there supporting your teams, and we want to capture you cheering and having fun. So, it'll be interesting to see how all of these ones go, and like we said, only a couple more weeks before playoffs kick off, so should be a good one for sure.
Yeah, and hopefully your team is out there celebrating with Adrian in the Game of the Week trophy at some point this season, but I think that's going to do it for us this week. We'll see you next week, and we'll see you Friday night at Moody.
Friday Night Lights Game of the Week is sponsored by Astound, Members Choice Credit Union, and Hillsborough Ford.